Hi, my name is Heather Peterson, and I am the founder of Lovebugs Rescue in Orange County, California. And this video today is going to be about how to care for and bottle feed orphaned puppies. Many times our rescue gets asked to take on bottle puppies. They are dropped off at the shelter for various reasons. The litter we have today is a little Maltese litter. We have 4 of them, and they were dropped off with their mom. And the mom didn't want to have anything to do with them. And so we had to kind of take over. And so today, these puppies are just under 3 weeks old. They have their eyes open, and they are ready to eat. So let's first go over things that you're going to need in order to get ready for caring for these puppies. So the most important thing that you want to do is when you have a litter of newborn puppies, you want to keep them warm. And so some ways that we can keep them warm is by having a heater that heats up the room. These space heaters are great to heat up any room that your puppies are staying in. You would want to have a box of some sort to confine the puppy in, so the puppy can't go too far. And then the other things that you can use for heating is if you want to use a small heating pad, you can put this underneath the blanket in the box, and you can put this on low. So the heating pads usually shut off between 1 to 2 hours, and you want it to be on low heat. And if you're putting the heating pad in the bottom of the blanket, you can put it inside, have the cord come out, put a blanket over it, and then that way always have a space where the puppy can go off of the heat if it gets too hot. So you probably don't want these heating blankets to be on more than low. So the other thing you can use is, these are great. They just microwave in the oven. They're just, you put them on for about 2 minutes in the microwave. And you can also put this in a pillowcase and just put this inside the pen as well for the little box area so that the puppy can warm up to something. Another thing you can use is a bag of rice, and the bag of rice, they heat up in the microwave as well. You'd want to put a pillowcase around that, and that's a nice little area where the puppies can lay on top of or snuggle up to on the side, and then they can go away, crawl away if they don't want that heat. So that's the first thing. The second thing you want to have on hand is you want to make sure that you have a good weight on all of your puppies. So you need a scale that weighs in ounces. So this scale, basically what we do is we turn it on, and we have to push tar in order to zero it out. We put a puppy in, get the weight, and you want to document that weight. Pretty much every day your puppy should be gaining weight. Some other things to have are, when the puppy is done eating, you're going to need to clean it, as it can't go to the bathroom on its own, so you'd want to stimulate it to go to the bathroom. So these cotton rounds are great, and you'd want just a little bit of warm water to use as well. The formula that we love to use, you can get it pretty much any pet store. It's the Just Born formula, and you want to make this in advance. Maybe have a jar of it on hand for about 24 hours, and then you can change it out with new formula. And then you want to have a bottle. So the pet stores carry bottles for newborns, but they do not come with a hole on the nozzle. So for the ones at the pet stores, you actually have to take a heated needle or a heated razor blade and puncture a hole in the nipple. But sometimes if you do that, the flow is too fast and the milk will go up the puppy's nose. So we find that we just use human bottles. These are Playtex bottles that we just got at a baby store, and they're for infants 0 to 3 months. And the great thing about these is that they have a nozzle for different flows. So this nozzle is for the slow flow, and it's for a baby that's 0 to 3 months. And then a 3 to 6 month baby is a medium flow. So the first week of these puppies' lives, we use the slow. And then now that they're about over 2 weeks, we switched over to the medium because they're sucking a lot faster. So this bottle's great. This is on the medium flow, which we'll use today. The other thing you want to have is something to clean your bottle with. These bottles have different parts to them. So you want to make sure that you take each part apart and clean it with warm water accordingly. This bottom part comes off. So you want to make sure all these parts are nice and clean before you use them again. And then this brush goes in here. If your puppy is not latching on to the bottle, then you may want to consider tube feeding. And there is a great organization that does tube feeding called the Mia Foundation, and it's the miafoundation.com. They have a great video on how to tube feed, or you can also ask your vet how to do this. And this would be for puppies that either are born with a cleft palate or they just are not latching on very strong and nursing strong. The last thing we have is just a little bed that we can nurse on. And the one I find works the best is just a normal little dog bed. It has a tiny lip on it, so you can just prop the head up on the puppy. In certain cases, when you have a litter of puppies, they do tend to start to have the urge to suck on one another. And it's not good for the puppies to do that. And so if you find that they're doing that, we recommend separating them into smaller enclosures instead of putting them in one box altogether. And so with this litter, we are having that issue. And so we made these just little cardboard boxes here that are individual beds that they're very happy in. And with the bedding in any of the boxes that you put, the first 2 weeks of the puppy's life, their eyes are closed, so they can't see. So you don't want a lot of big ruffly blankets in. You want to just lay a flat blanket down, and so they can just lay in their one little enclosure by themselves. My puppies are just a little under 3 weeks, so I add this little thing to make it cozy. Their eyes are open now. And so these work perfect in the case where you have puppies that are sucking on one another. So this is our little runt, and when we first got him, when he was born, he was only 4 ounces. So we're gonna weigh him today to see how much he's gained in just 2 weeks, probably 2.5 weeks. So we use our scale, and he is 12, or he's actually 13 ounces even. So he's gained quite a bit of weight since we've had him, which is what you want. The other thing is since all of our puppies look alike, we did put a little bit of nail polish, which is kind of coming off, but it's just to mark each puppy. So you can use different colors or different positions top to bottom. So you want to make sure that you're individually monitoring each puppy. When we mix the formula that we're going to use, the powdered formula that we got at the pet store, we're going to mix it 1 part powder to 2 parts water. So we have it here in our bottle, and he's awfully hungry and ready to eat. And with the bottle, the formula, you always want it to be about room temperature for the puppy. So you don't want it too hot or too cold. So for the most part, these puppies will latch on pretty strong, but you kind of have to guide them a little bit. So hold on, he doesn't quite have it yet. There he goes. So once they get going, they latch pretty strong onto the bottle, and you can see their little tongue actually wrapping around the nipple. So this is how your puppy should be nursing pretty strong and secure. If the bottle, for whatever reason, if you're having a hard time getting the nipple into the mouth when they're real newborns, you can kind of pinch it to flatten it out a little bit, and that will help. Down, little guy. So when you're done bottle feeding, Your puppy is going to be pretty content and tired. So before you put them down, you do want to make sure that they void and go to the bathroom because they're not able to do it on their own. So we use our cotton and we dip it in our warm water and we just stimulate the puppy as if the mom was going to. So you just want to do a quick dab and you want to make sure that you get that on both ends so the puppy can go to the bathroom. They're not going to go to the bathroom every single time, so don't worry about it. But you want to go ahead and give them the opportunity each time after the feedings. And then usually when they are a little older, they're able to go to the bathroom on their own. When the puppies are about 4 weeks old, they can come out of the box and have a little bit more space to start using their legs and learning how to walk. And you can set up an X-pen area with some bedding and then also have an area where you can lay down a flat dish of kibble for puppy food. And then you also would want to have some water for them to start learning how to drink water. And then you can also even use newspapers in the corner of that kennel area to start paper training them. And typically, when they're 4 weeks old, you would want to start them on a gruel. So give them the plain puppy kibble so they can mouth it. But then you'd also want to maybe mix some of the milk supplement in with the kibble and make the kibble soft, or you can use warm water as well to soak the kibble so it's nice and soft for them to start chewing. And you can do that in conjunction with bottle feeding. Between 6 to 8 weeks, they're going to be eating on their own without bottle feeding. And they'll be getting ready to get adopted at 8 weeks. We hope this video was informative for you on how to care for orphaned puppies and bottle feed. And if you have any questions about adopting a rescue dog, feel free to contact us at info@lovebugsrescue.org. We'd also be happy to answer any bottle feeding questions that you have when caring for your newborn orphaned puppies. Thank you for watching.